I have officially been on YouTube for 1 year. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly what that experience been like. But first off, give me a round of applause. Pat me on the back. It's been 1 year. This has been my YouTube journey. I have my notes, a lot of them. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about how I started, what made me want to get into YouTube, the struggles that I've experienced this year in YouTube, as well as kind of where I'm at now, what I've learned, and what's next. So it's going to be a detailed video. I'm going to go over everything. So stay tuned to the end. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So what's going on, guys? My name is Ahmad, man. I am a content creator, candle maker, and I have now been on YouTube for 1 year. So the first thing is, how did I get here? So I had posted on YouTube maybe 3 times at the end of 2023, the top of 2024. At that time, I was making candles. I was living in a totally different city. I had a totally different life at that time. And I was, trying to promote my candles. And I was like, man, I take all these videos as content. I was trying to try my hand at content, and I got burnt out. I wasn't working. And then eventually I had to go back to work. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to put out what I have and then forget about it. So top of end of 2023, top of 2024. Those are the only 4 videos that I've ever posted on YouTube. I didn't post anything again for another year and a half. So how did I get back into YouTube? So at the times, I had friends that was telling me that I should make content on YouTube. I was kind of overwhelmed with content at that point. I had been on Instagram for a long time, trying to promote a whole bunch of different things on Instagram. That is probably one of my least favorite social media apps ever, ever, like ever. I don't like it. But I was on Instagram for years, probably 6, 7 years, and I just wasn't getting the traction that I wanted. So for me, I'm like, I don't want to try anything else social media. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't want to make any other videos about nothing. I tried TikTok, couldn't really get into TikTok so much, but I was like, okay, this is what everybody's doing. TikTok, let me try this. And when I first started TikTok, this is literally when they were just like giving followers away, giving views away. But once again, I got burnt out. I couldn't sustain it. Mentally, it just was a lot of things going on. And haven't had well have whoa, this is tearing me up right now. Sorry, not having success on the other platform. My bad. Not having success on the other platforms like deterred me from wanting to do anything else. I had friends that told me I should try on YouTube again. And I had like a lady who was like a mentor at the time that I just met. And she was kind of telling me, she was like, you do candles. She's like, you should post on social media or like YouTube. And I had been going back and forth at this time about doing it because once again, at this time, I had left another job. I wasn't working again. I had a lot of time on my hands. And I was like, man, like, I don't want to do anything but create, but I'm so tired of like creating and things not working out for me that I don't want to do anything else. I had seen YouTube and I felt like YouTube was a little different. It was like in a different space. People are allowed to be more authentic, more natural. And I was like, I want that, but I don't know if I want to do that. And so I'm talking to this lady, she kind of was just like, hey, like, I really think that you should do this. And I was like, you know what? It's crazy that you were saying that because I'm overthinker. So I need confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. So I was like, it's funny that you said that because my friend said that I should, and now you saying that I should. Maybe I really should. So she was like, yeah, you definitely should. So I started with that. Was a confirmation from friends, a confirmation from a mentor, and that got me into making my first YouTube videos again. Right. So here's how it started. So how it started was I didn't start from zero because if you remember, I told you guys that I had posted those 4 videos, 4 candle making videos. One of them got me 2,000 views. That was the first video, which is something that I've kind of learned on YouTube too, is that when people say this, like when it's a new channel, they kind of push your stuff out depending on what it is. So my first ever video that I posted on YouTube got 2,000 views on that. Haven't had a view on that since, but that's okay. So with those 4 videos, I bought 76 subscribers. So I started off with 76 subs. And when I first started, I started making candle making videos. So I made candle making videos, I think from August to February. So this is probably like a 6-month period that I was making videos. I think for like the first 3 months, I was making candle making videos, like literally just me making candles. And I did that for like 3 months. And people liked it, but I ran into a problem. So the first problem that I ran into was that I don't make candles every day. You know what I'm saying? And I was posting like once a week. So you talking about 4 times a month, 3, 4 times a month. I was like, I don't make candles every day. Like, how am I gonna keep doing candle making videos if I don't post candles every day? And I, as like a small candle owner, I didn't really have it. I wasn't doing a lot of business. Like I was doing enough. Like it's more of a hobby. So I wasn't doing a lot of business. So I would do videos talking about the candle business. I would do videos talking about like the scents that I had and different things. But I was kind of running out of like ideas. So I made a video about the struggles as a small YouTuber, like my 3 month review. That video got me almost 1,000 views on that video. So that was like my second highest, video, or not my first highest video on this channel since I started. That was in 3 months. And ever since then, it was kind of dead. You know what I mean? It was dead for a while. I did a lot of the watching of the videos where they tell you, well, like every 2 out of 10 videos you're gonna do is gonna get traction or whatever. So I just kept making videos. I was posting long form and shorts at the time, and trying to do TikTok and Instagram all at the same time. And I think that also made me run into a lot of issues as well. So I was posting a couple times a month. I was posting on multiple platforms. I hadn't posted anything since 2023. I started off with 76 subs, and probably I say this may have been like video numbers 5, 7. So probably like 3 months in, this was, let's say, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say like 7, 8, right? 3 months in, that video did almost 1,000 views, and then after that, it's been quiet. So I was passionate during that time. The 6 months, I think I got like 8,000 views between all shorts, long form, everything. And like I told you, 1,000 of those views, or 900 and something, came from that one video. I had 105 watch hours, and then I had 67 subscribers. I started with 76. I got up to, I think I got like 67, another 70. So now I'm at like 140 ish at this time. And then after that, I went silent for like 3 months. Like I went silent for 3 months. I was enjoying it, but I was running out of ideas. And I was watching videos about like, usually around the 6 month mark, that's when people start to get quiet and they stop doing it. And this was around my 6 month mark that I got quiet. I just didn't know what else to post. I didn't know what I wanted to post. I knew that the content that I was making wasn't gonna be sustainable for me, but I didn't know how to move forward. And at that time, I still was posting on all the platforms at the same time. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just like keep doing that. I don't know. And I'm working full time at this time. I'm having a lot of life changes going on at the time. So I just stopped making content for like 3 months. So when I stopped making content, I had, like I said, I had that one video had 955 views. I had only 8,000 views in totality on my channel at this time. 105 watch hours, and I grew 67 subscribers in 6 months. That's a win, right? That's a win, but I stopped for 3 months. So here's where some of the struggles came in for me. And this is my next part, the struggles. So like I said, I got tired of making content. I was kind of burnt out from the content that I was making, and I could not figure out what kind of videos I wanted to, make. I had kind of worked with like the talking head videos like this because I was doing them on TikTok. But I was like, how does this translate to YouTube? And I was seeing a lot of YouTubers kind of do that, the talking head videos, because it's authenticity and it's natural. And I watched people like Avery B, and I think it was a guy who was like, it's just Storm, and then it was another guy, I think Terry creates, and I was seeing these guys, they just were popping on my feed, and I'm like, I kind of like their content style. They're just talking to the camera. And I was like, something inspired me. It's like, bro, like if you're posting on TikTok 3, 4, 5, 17 times a day and you're not doing nothing but rants, why don't you just convert those rants to YouTube videos? You know what I mean? So the first one I did was a video about how to save money. Like not how to save money, how to pay down debt, and how I paid 10K down in debt. And that was actually like a long form short, because I did it horizontal. I don't know. I literally just took the video off of TikTok and I just put it on YouTube because I'm like, I just want to see what it does. It didn't really do anything, obviously, but I just wanted to. That was my first video back into making YouTubes after a 3 month hiatus. And then I started to come to the conclusion, it's like, wait, instead of posting 1,800 times on TikTok, I could just take those 1,800 videos and make them all separate videos about different topics. So that's what made me kind of come back to YouTube. It's like, okay, I obviously can't post on YouTube 15 times a day. I'm just not there. And Instagram, I'm posting on Instagram, but nothing is really taken on Instagram. So I just said I'm not posting nothing else on Instagram. Stop posting on Instagram. And then I took those long videos, those rants that I was doing on YouTube, and I mean on TikTok, and then I made them on YouTube. And so then that inspired me to kind of change my content up a little bit. You know, I would still make candles. I have like candle chat videos that I do. And so I would still make candles and still do things like that, but I wanted to do more talking head videos because I could literally just talk about my experience and my expertise. So after doing that, that's what kind of made me get back into the groove. And then I started adding like, okay, I want to, I felt like my sound wasn't good. My sound might not be the greatest now, but I wanted to make an improvement. So I bought like a little mic. This was $20. I bought two lights, which you're looking at right now. Those are $20. So I spent $40 on this setup that I'm talking to you with now. You know, and right now at this channel, I'll tell you how many views I got right now. Stay to the end. I'll tell you how many views I got. I'll tell you how many subs I'm at right now, and I'll tell you what my watch hours are. Just stay tuned to the end. If you're still here, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're still here. I'm not trying to hold anything for you guys. I'm not trying to save a surprise to the end. It's just the way that I have my video structured. Okay, so after that, I stopped for 3 months because I was overwhelmed and I couldn't decide what content to make. I came back because I did, the long form videos, and I was like, I don't want to do shorts anymore. People are saying shorts hurt your channel. They were talking about thumbnails and edits and all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And that also got me overwhelmed because a lot of times when it comes to YouTube and content, you see so many videos and you're like, man, how do I do any of this stuff? Like, this stuff is extremely overwhelming. And as a person who's been making content for years, it's still very overwhelming because you don't know what to do and what not to do. So when I came back the next time, I said, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what kind of content other people create. I like the content that I like. I like the people that I like, because they didn't do a lot of edits and it was more natural. I said, I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to add the pieces as I go. So that's what I did. So I just started talking to the camera more. I started just giving my opinion more. I didn't edit as much. If I could chop a video up here and there, I would. Sometimes I don't chop them up thumbnails. I was making them in Canva. I didn't like them. And then I just started making them in ChatGPT. I had a friend of mine. He was like, bro, like I make flyers and stuff in chat. So I was like, bro, I could turn this into a thumbnail. He's like, yeah. Literally put it in like, hey, YouTube, make this. Hey, chat, make this YouTube thumbnail 16:9 aspect ratio. And they literally turn it into a YouTube thumbnail with whatever information you want on there. You just put the name, the title, whatever you want on your thumbnail. You just tell them, hey, make this into a thumbnail. So that's what I did. That's how I come up with my thumbnails. After that, I started coming up with like a list of topics that I kind of want to talk about from ChatGPT, things I've seen on YouTube, whatever. And I literally have a note with like 50 different titles of videos that I might make. Some days depending on how I feel, some days depending on the theme that I want, and I just kind of work there. So I started to simplify the process because I was overcomplicating the process for myself for so long because I wanted to make videos. I wanted to be consistent, but I did not know how to do it. And I struggle with that severely. I'm a severe overthinker, like severely. And so if you are a person who is, second guessing or wanting to do content but don't know what to do, the best thing you could do, like they say, just start. But I'm gonna keep it 100% real with you. You have to make it as simple for yourself as possible. Don't worry about the metrics. Don't worry about the views, and don't worry about what people say you need to do. Because ultimately, you'll have to kind of listen to yourself. You have to start somewhere, and you'll kind of listen to yourself, and you'll tell yourself, "Okay, I want to try this," or "You know what? I want to try this." "Oh, you know what? I did try this thing. I really like this, but I like this a lot more. Let me keep going this way." And you'll kind of just follow yourself up the road, to where you want to go. So you have to listen to yourself. You can't overthink your content. You got to put it out there. I literally did a video yesterday and the guy was like, man, this is too shaky. This is that. This is that. And I laughed because literally everything he said was the same thing I said about the video, but I still posted it. You know why? Because it's about simplifying it. The concept of the video was good. Whether it gets a lot of traction or not, I don't know. But I needed to get that concept out there in the quickest, easiest way for me to do that. And if you're a person that likes to edit, you'll just get better at editing the more you edit. That's just kind of how it goes. So take the bare necessities, the bare bones of what you want and need, and start from there. If you don't got a mic, use whatever mic you got. I started with headphones, AirPods. You don't need a lot of stuff. You really just have to start because a lot of stuff you might think that I know I'm on a tangent real quick, but I think this is important. A lot of stuff you might feel like you need at first, you don't really need, and then you get it and you won't use it like that. You know, so I waited to buy lights. I waited to buy a mic until I absolutely was like, okay, I'm dedicated to this thing. Instead of saying like I'm shooting on my phone, like instead of saying like I'm gonna buy a new camera, I'm gonna buy a new this, I'm buying new that. My first like 50 videos was on an iPhone 13. I've upgraded since then just because I upgraded my phone, but it wasn't because I didn't like the camera quality on my phone. I just ran out of storage. So, you know, really just start with whatever you need and then you work your way from there. Okay, back to what I was doing. So I came back, I started making the videos, I changed the platforms, I was posting like sporadically. And then I was like, you know what? If I am doing this authenticity thing and I'm doing the head, you know, talking head videos and I'm not editing them, I don't think posting them one time a week is going to be sufficient. So I started posting them 1, 2, 3 times a week because I'm like, you know what? I got so many ideas. Let me just go. Like, let me just go. And sometimes you just have to just go. You just have to boom, 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 get the reps out and different things like that. So I was like, if I made, let's say, I've 6 months, I've grown 76 subs. I started at 76 subs. Now I'm at 144. If I did that in 6 months, what can I do in the next 6 months? Well, 3 months. 'Cause I took off 3 months. What can I do in the next 3 months? Let me just put out as many views and many videos as I can put out. So here's the result of that. And I also started posting every day, which I'll talk about in a second. But here's the result of me being more consistent the next time and just putting out videos. So like I said before, when it started, I was doing long forms and shorts. And for the first 6 months, I had 8.4K views. I had 105 watch hours, and I had 67, well, 70 subscribers. I gained 70 subscribers. That put me at 140, right? Since then, I had one video also that did 955 views that I told you guys about. Since then, in the next 3 months, in the last 3 months that I posted, I'm up 76. So it took me 6 months to get the first 76. It took me 3 months to get the next 76. I have 21K total views in the last 3 months. I have 21,000 views in the last 3 months versus 8,000 views in the first 6 months. I have 263 watch hours in the last 3 months versus 105 in the first 6 months. So, and my highest view video right now is the 1.5K views, and I've gotten that in the last month versus 955 that I got last year. So that's also to show you, one, that I've improved a lot. Two, also to show you that my two highest videos, like they're literally almost a year apart from each other. You know what I mean? So that goes to show you that you really don't know what videos are going to do well and not going to do well. I have had other outlier videos on my channel, but literally it's been a year since I posted that other video that got 1,000 views. And then my second 1,000 view video was now my first video was 3 years ago. I have 3,000 view videos, over 1,000 view videos, and it's literally coming in a 3 year span. So it you just don't know, right? And so since then, like I said, the past 3 months, I started to test posting every day. You know what I mean? And if I'm rambling, just drop it in the comments. But I'm trying to be as clear and detailed as possible so I can detail my whole journey. So in the past 3 months, I started being more consistent. I was posting one video a week, which is fine because I was editing as best as I could edit, right? But I was like, let me simplify this process. So I simplified it. I stripped everything, the thumbnail, the editing, like, you know, the cuts, all that. I stripped everything. And I was like, I'm going to just do talking head videos. But if I'm doing talking head videos, that means because I'm simplifying it, I should be able to post a lot more videos, right? And so that's what I came up with. I said, I'm going to post more videos because I'm just doing rants. So if I was posting 3 videos on TikTok a day, rant style videos, I might as well just post 3 videos on YouTube, one a day. And now you got 3 different videos and you feeding more videos to the algorithm. So I started to do that. Once I kind of got comfortable with that, I wanted to challenge myself to post a video a day. I didn't know how long I was going to do that for. I was like, let me just go for a week. And it was tough. But then I had more ideas, I had more thoughts, and I was just like, just keep simplifying. Don't edit. You know, get a thumbnail from ChatGPT, get your title from ChatGPT or YouTube, and just talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. So since I've done that, these are some things that I've improved on. I improved on my scripting. I've improved on my basic edits. So when I do edit a video, if I do any edits, I can edit it probably in less than an hour, maybe like 30, 45 minutes. My script is better. So now when I talk, I have points. I'm able to stay on topic. I'm able to simplify the process. I don't make things difficult. I don't overthink it. If I get to the point where I'm overthinking a video, either one, I'm scrapping that video and I'm doing one that's easier, or I'm just gonna put it out there. Those are my only two options. I don't sit on videos, and I don't. I think I got one video that I've been working on that I haven't done, and it's a vlog, and it's just because I don't know how to vlog. But I don't overthink it. I simplify it. Either I'm gonna use that topic today, or I'm gonna sit it and I'm gonna do another topic that aligns with more how I feel or where I'm at today. Okay, and then I create and I repeat. And in create and repeat, you just get better. Another thing that I've learned that has improved my channel is trends. And I've talked about this in other videos. It is literally taking ideas from other creators and putting your own spin on them. Like, once you start doing that, you'll start to see that a lot of YouTube creators do the same thing. And that allows you to get traction to your videos. My two top videos were trends. Like, those were literally trends that other people were doing, and I just put my own spin on it. So that's what allowed me to grow fast as well, doing trends. My two top 1,000+ videos, or 1,000 view plus videos, are trends. Like, that's what it was. So I'm not saying it's going to guarantee you growth, but it gives you a better chance. So I got more direction as well. Like I said, I'm able to simplify. I'm able to edit a lot quicker. My scripts is a lot better. My audio is better, and my lighting is better. So these are all things that I have improved just by posting every day. Now, if I would have kept posting one day, one a week, and I'm not saying you have to post every day. The only reason why I do is because it's literally simple edits. Like, it's literally me talking to the camera like this. This is a lot simpler, and I can boom, 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 knock it out. So simplify the process. And I think once you do that, it's like a slingshot. You can improve a lot quicker because you can get momentum. You can create and put things out a lot faster, and you don't have to sit on them. You know what I mean? And then that's what's going to allow you to improve a lot quicker. Now, let's talk about in totality where I'm at 1 year in. If you are still here 20 something minutes into this video, I appreciate you, because I don't even like watching videos for 20 minutes. But if you're here, I appreciate you. Give me a number one in the chat so that way I know that you're here, number one. All right. So here's the total of where I'm at. So right now, at this video, as this video is debuting at midnight-ish, I have 220 subs. I have 380 watch hours. And I have 29.9K views. So 30,000 views on my channel in the past year. I am super proud of myself. I think I wanted to be monetized, obviously, this year. It did not happen. I wanted a video to just go on a run and get 20,000 views, 50,000 views, 100,000 views. That has not happened, unfortunately, yet. But I am, even writing the script, I am so proud of my progress, because you don't know how it's going to go. But like, even me writing out the numbers, I was like, man, like, I did way more in the past 3 months than I did in the first 6 months. And it's not to, you know, overshadow what I did in the first 6 months. But it's like, when I made the process simpler for me, I was able to do more, because I'm able to pump out more than overcomplicate the process. So this is not like an encouragement for you to make things simple for yourself. This is what I'm telling you. Simplify it, because when you simplify, you're able to replicate it a lot easier, and then you'll improve a lot faster because you're able to get it out a lot faster. And it doesn't mean that those videos couldn't do well, but if I kept posting one video a week, I don't know if I would have grown at the same rate. And it doesn't mean you need to post a video a day. It just means that you need to work on improving. And the more that whether I did a video a day or one video a week, I still would have improved. My channel still would have improved. But I had so many ideas in my head that I just wanted to put them out and see what sticks. So this is where I'm at. What's next for this channel? That's a good question. I guess you'll just have to stay tuned to find out.